Welcome to this demonstration on how to order quick sale packs from the ETSOS system from the Landmark team. Looking at the screen in front of you, this is your home screen, and the properties here would obviously be the properties that you've been instructed to sell. If you've just been out and signed a property up, the first thing that you would need to do is press New Order in the top left. At this new screen, it says, please enter address and property details. In the top left corner where it asks for a reference number, you can put a number in here if you wish to do so. It then says locate property by postcode. So here you would put the postcode of the property that you have been asked to sell, because at this point you're just setting a file up for the property. And then click look up and choose the address that you need from the list. It will then pre-fill it for you here on the right hand side. Payment type is set automatically to on account. This would mean that we would invoice you directly as an agent for the cost of the pack. However, if you are choosing to charge the pack to the seller, you would need to change this to third party. This would then mean that you can fill in the vendor's details here so we know who to charge the pack to. So you just need to fill in the client's full name, their contact number, their email address so that the questionnaire can be sent to this email address. And if they live at the property that they are selling, you can just click use case address. Or if they live at a different property, you can enter their actual home address by popping the postcode in here and clicking look up like you did previously. It is important that this address here is where the vendor actually lives, because that is obviously where their bank details are going to be registered to for the payment, and obviously where we want to make sure we're sending them their questionnaire as well to their email. Now we just need to press the next button. On this new screen with your address at the top, this is your ordering menu. So this is where you would choose what product you want. The first tab we will need is the Compliance Pack tab on the top. And now you can see that there are different options of packs below. The Quick Sale Pack or Compliance Pack with TA forms has an option of freehold or leasehold. So today we'll choose the leasehold one. Before we order the pack, we want to make sure that the system has remembered the client's details in client information, which is here, this green bar, and what we can see is it's pulled through the vendor's details from the first screen, so it knows to send that questionnaire to that email address. You only need to send the questionnaire to one of the vendors. They both don't need to fill it in, just one would be fine. So let's open up the ordering menu again. To order the product, you can click and drag it across here onto the order grid. The product, once you have dragged it off, will now appear in blue as pending. So what we can now see is the components of the pack. So we have the fixtures and fittings form, the property information form, the OC1 register, which is the title deed, the title plan, and a copy of the lease. This red writing here can simply be ignored. It is just this blue writing here that we are concerned with. You will see that the payment is set to third party, so this is going to be charged to the vendor. If you want to add a commission to the cost of the pack, so that the vendor, say for example, if you are charging the pack, it is cost price £30, but you want to charge the vendor £50 for the pack, how to add a commission is going to the DOM survey tab here. You would open up the orders and just press Add Commission, add in the amount that you want to charge to the vendor and press OK. And the vendor would only get the bill for £50. They would not see a breakdown of the commission, they would just see the pack price. Now all we need to do is press the order button. This is asking you to check that the third party payment details are correct, so the vendor does live at this address. We hit save and continue. The products have now turned to green to show that they have been ordered and on their way. The title documents would come back in a few minutes' time, and how you'd be able to view these is in the view column, which is this last column here on the far right. A square newspaper symbol would appear in each column as each product returns. After a few minutes, you can simply hit the refresh button. And if this was a live session rather than a training session, you would now see those square icons appearing here next to these title documents. The questionnaires obviously will only come back as and when the vendor has filled those in. When they do complete those, you will be emailed a full pack with your logo on it, the completed questionnaires, and all of the title information as well. But just so that you know, you can download products individually from the view column. Now, if you would like to order anti-money laundering checks, you simply need to go to the AML tab on the top left. The AML individual checks are included within a quick sale pack. These are for UK-based sellers or buyers. It doesn't matter whether they are a seller or a buyer, it is the exact same check so long as they are UK-based. You double-click AML individual. This new screen opens up asking you to complete the client's details. This red paragraph is asking you to confirm that you have told the client about the check, so you need to tick confirmed. You then need to choose what risk type the client is. So from the drop down, you would choose normal or high based on your risk assessment of the client. If you choose high, that means that they require enhanced due diligence and they need to score higher to pass. You would need to fill in the client's name, and this is the full name including any middle names. If they have any middle names, it would go in the second box across. You would also need to fill in their date of birth. We would then press confirm current address, and this is where you would fill in where the vendor or buyer, depending on who you are checking, actually lives, because the AML check has to be done against their home address. For today, we will just then click look up and choose the address that you want from the list. You then need to put in month at address. So this is how long has the client lived at their home address, approximately in months. And then press OK. If you had chosen the client to be high risk, you do have the option to then put in an ID number to show to HMRC that you have completed enhanced due diligence. You would only need one of the ID numbers. You wouldn't need to do all three, but you would pop the relevant number into there and it would check the ID number for you to make sure that it matches to the person's details. This is to help protect you against people with fraudulent documents. If they are normal risk client, you can just ignore these three boxes. Now all we need to do is press add to order in the top right and click yes to indicate we've informed the client about the search. The AML has now been added to order. We press OK. And we can see here that the AML is pending. When a product is pending, it's a little bit like you've added it to your shopping basket, but you haven't yet ordered the product. To confirm we want it, we just simply press the order button here. You must confirm that it is the client that will be paying for it. You hit save and continue. And now all the products are green. The AML check will come back in under 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, you would just need to hit the refresh button And on a live session in the view column, an AML check will appear with a square symbol on the same row in the view column as the AML. If there was another owner of the property, you would just choose another AML from the available products and keep going as many times as you need. Just going back to the home screen now. If you then further down the line got an offer on that property, bearing in mind that quick sale packs contain multiple AML checks, you could then go back into the case by either opening by double clicking from this home screen here, or you can search for the address here and hitting enter. It will find the address for you. You double click to open the case. And you can then run in and do your checks on your purchases by the same process of clicking AML Individual and filling in the purchaser's details as well. That way, all your sellers and your buyers are tied to the same address, so it makes your audit trail much easier to understand. Thank you very much for listening, and if you do need any help at all, please don't hesitate to contact us. You do have an account manager for support. Thank you.